As I examined what was offered inside the shop windows and on the stands, the drones and video games, a strange sound began to make itself present, and captured my attention, the echo of a gallop, the sound caused by horse hooves. I looked for the origin of that noise, but I was still contemplating the hustle and bustle of people, and of the merchandise on display. However, something set off my alarms, sending shivers down my spine, causing a chill to run down my spine. Suddenly I was walking on wet grass, and with each step I took, my shoes sank into muddy puddles, and then a cry hit me. "Let no enemy stand!" exclaimed an imposing voice. Before me, as if out of nowhere, appeared a knight in armor on a horse that whinnied and snorted. I screamed and fell backward, landing on what now appeared to be a battlefield. My heart raced as I tried to understand what was happening around me. The knight mounted on his horse charged towards me, his sword drawn. In that moment, overwhelmed by panic, I could do nothing but brace myself for impact. But as soon as he reached me, he was attacked by another knight. In the bewilderment of everything that was happening, I examined the environment in which I found myself, discovering a completely different and chaotic world, crumbling right in front of me. I had no idea of the events I was witnessing, or why I was there. However, as I paid a little more attention, I glimpsed a castle in the distance, as well as small surrounding villages. Some were burning in flames that ravaged the poor constructions erected in that place, emanating the smoke from their ruins. And in those places, I could hear desperate cries, imploring for mercy. Scared, I started to walk, because the shock of the scenes I had witnessed was more than a 9-year-old boy could absorb. Surrounded by the chaos of that medieval war in which I found myself, the sound of clashing swords surprised me. Someone else, a soldier with a sword, looked at me menacingly. I fled the scene as fast as my legs could carry me, although they were weak, without strength, but at the same time with a will of their own, which at times resisted obeying. "Run! Run!" I told myself over and over again, stumbling over rocks and bodies lying bloodied on the ground. Colliding with soldiers who were engaged in fights to the death, in the midst of that agitation, I was not able to discover that no one noticed my presence. I was only interested in being safe, getting away from that place. Just when the panic, product of what I was observing, reached its peak, a familiar voice cut through the scene. "Wake up!" In the blink of an eye, I found myself back in the mall, surrounded by people who had stopped shopping, observing my strange behavior. At the same time, several confused whispers began to make themselves present in my mind, like raindrops, first one drop, then two, then a storm, driving me to despair. "What a strange child the saleswoman is, I know I'll find you with her, it's not a good idea, the police are watching me." The voices mixed and pounded in my head like hail in a strong storm. "Silence! Be quiet! Shut up!" I shouted, covering my ears with my hands. Just when the sound seemed to drown me out, I heard an even louder voice. "Wake up!" Suddenly the shower of voices in my mind ceased. Still not recovered, the man in the gray coat, smiling mysteriously at me, lifted me off the ground, dusting off my clothes, bringing one of his fingers to his lips, indicating that I should be quiet. I shouted in a panic. The old woman in front of me demanded silence. I was confused and scared. I rubbed my eyes, thinking it was all a dream, and little by little, I could hear the hustle and bustle of the mall again. Terrified by the surreal experience, I ran in search of my mom, stumbling more than once in my hurry to find her, panting from the shock and fear running through my veins. Suddenly I bumped into her, and tried to catch my breath and regain my composure, leaning forward nervously to take a breath. "Mom! Mom!" I exclaimed, feeling my heart pounding at a frantic pace. I took a breath, trying to catch my breath. "What's wrong, Alec?" she asked, her voice a mix of concern and confusion. I realized that I couldn't tell her what I had just experienced, not even I understood what.
Wake up, your heart beats, it's not a dream. The cold invades you, it's not a dream. The clouds, the thunder, you open eyes, you think you've woken up. It's not a dream, it's not a dream. Wow, damn! Somebody save me, somebody help me. Want a dream, it's not a dream. The clouds, the thunder, you open your eyes, think you've woken up. It's not a dream. You run, but you don't regret. It's not a dream, it's not a dream. It's not a dream. You extend your arms, you seek help, no one responds. It's not a dream, it's real. You scream, but you don't hear. You run, but you don't progress. It's not a dream, it's real. Run one step, two steps, you fall and you can't stop. It's not a dream, it's real. Wake up, you tell yourself, you shout, shout. It's not a dream, it's real. You scream but you don't hear. Run but you don't advance. It's not a dream, it's real. You scream but you don't hear. Run but you don't advance. It's not a dream, it's not a dream, it's real. No, no, wake up, wake up. It's not a dream.